So there's 6 questions I always ask everyone in every interview I do. It's a way to provide some continuity between interviews. The first one is, where is your favorite place to travel and why?
Uh, Probably Vermont. I'm a native here, and I just really think that it's an incredibly beautiful state, and it's one of my favorite places to be in. I love being in the mountains and really experiencing what we have to offer in this very rural environment. I've been to a lot of places, and I go to some places more regularly than others. I love going to San Francisco and getting my fix of big city gay life, New York and London and places like that. But somehow I always end up coming back home, feeling like this is the place to be.
Cool. What's your favorite type of music?
It's been changing a lot lately, actually, based on who I've been dating for the last 2 years has actually just sort of shifted my music more, listening more into the pop realm. But actually, I was a big bluegrass fan for a lot of years, and I still listen to a lot of bluegrass and Alison Krauss and Union Station and things like that.
Yeah, it's actually, I've interviewed a lot of people who have said that bluegrass is some of their favorite types of music. It's like definitely in a revival period coming back.
Yeah, Bela Fleck and all of that stuff. There's a whole new grass movement that's really interesting. And
yeah, it's really
stuff.
neat.
Yeah.
What does happiness mean to you?
I think I am happiest when I am in my community and feeling like I'm really connecting with friends around me, and when we have a lot of benefit of living in a small place where you can really develop close relationships with people, and that's when I feel like I'm sort of at my most happy. We have a great organization here called Fairy Camp Destiny, which I don't know if anybody has mentioned to you. It's the Radical Fairies of the Northeast bought land in Vermont about 6 years ago, and we have an intentional community down on that land in southern Vermont, and it's a really wonderful place to gather and be collectively with friends and be connected to the earth. And
Oh, that's neat.
That's really important to me.
Cool. What does you kind of touched on this in the last question, but what does community mean to you?
I think one of the best ways to answer that is actually to tell a little story. That community to me is really about making strong connections and being able to support one another, and I certainly hope that's what we're doing at the community center. But one really strong example that came up for me recently was when a close friend of mine had a brother who passed away suddenly at the age of 28, and that was very far away on the other side of the country, and the community of friends around him rallied really quickly to support him and help him to get to the funeral and to send one of us with him to be a support person. And that was a really wonderful moment for me to see that when people are hurting, when they're down, we can come to support each other no matter what the need is, that we'll be able to rally. And I hope that that happens in everybody's community. I don't know that it always does.
It's wonderful. If there's one thing you would change about the world, what would it be?
One thing. There's so many things. Can I remove George W. from the picture?
It's your one thing. You can choose whatever you want.
Oh, I should be a little bit less partisan if I'm speaking on the record for RU12. But that would probably be one of my biggest answers. I think what I would try and do is revive local democracy more. I think it's a really special thing that we're losing as the media gets more and more corporate and elections become more and more based on how much money you have. We become more and more disconnected from our local community, and as we do that, we start to lose control, and we see things happening like a lot of what's happening in this country now, with an out-of-control healthcare system that doesn't support people, with raging epidemics of poverty and HIV infection, and it's just really tough. So I think that's what I would try and do is really work on and reinvigorating local democracy.
And if there's one thing you could change about yourself, what would it be?
Oh, again, there's so many things. I think I would try and take myself a little less seriously. I think I often do that, and it's easy to work too hard and get overtired. And it'd be nice if I could have a little bit more fun sometimes.
Don't we all?
Yeah.